Hello, ladies. It is July 19th. This is week 2 of book club, and we are studying the book Self Love Workbook for Women Trauma Recovery. I did order more. I was told I got notification that they were delivered. However, I can't find them. So between now and when you actually get your physical copy, you can download the Hoopla app. Hoopla. It is the local library app. It's free. And they actually have this book on there for free. So you can read it on there between now and whenever the other books show up. We are reading chapter 2 for next week. Next week is July 26th. So have chapter 2 ready for that. This week we read chapter 1, and chapter 1 is just laying the foundation of what is trauma and how does it manifest. She talks about the difference between PTSD, which usually people get diagnosed with PTSD after a one-time traumatic occurrence, like a house fire or being involved in war or some kind of one-time car accident, traumatic event. And then there's CPTSD, which is a newer diagnosis, and that is complex PTSD. And that happens when someone is exposed to trauma repeatedly or over long periods of time. People can have both. Also, people can go through traumatic experiences and not have either, because the way that one person responds to trauma is not the way everybody responds to trauma. What is traumatic for you might not be traumatic for me. My story, the parts that were traumatic for me, might not be traumatic for you. Trauma just hits all of us differently, and it manifests in our lives sometimes in different ways. So that's important to know. The author Jordan Brown, she talked about several times that you can heal from trauma. People do heal from trauma, and to give yourself grace while you're healing. It's not easy. It's not steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'll be healed. It's an up and down roller coaster. Sometimes we feel like we're going backwards, making progress, stuck. Like, all these are normal, but you can get healed from trauma. It helps when you have a community of people who love you and support you. It also helps to have a therapist or some kind of counselor, doctor, somebody going through it with you. So if you don't have a community, we are Arise, and we are here for you. If you don't have a therapist, get one. If you want to do soul care counseling, come see me. I can help you with that. If you need a therapist, let me know. I can give you referrals also. She talks about what trauma looks like, and these are the most common symptoms or ways that trauma shows up for women. Number 1 is feelings of shame, feeling like there's something wrong with you personally. That's a symptom of trauma. Difficulty with your emotions, not being able to express your emotions or handle them, numbing out, having inappropriate emotions like laughing at a funeral or crying at a happy moment, ugly, bad crying at a happy moment. So just difficulty with emotions is a sign of trauma. Also, hypervigilance, where you are always on guard, you're always watching, you're always listening, you're always wondering when the next shoe is going to drop. Hypervigilance. Unhealthy coping strategies. Now, as Christian women, we try to pretend this doesn't happen, but I'm telling you, it happens all the time. So, unhealthy coping strategies can be self-harm, can be sex, drugs, alcohol, isolation, not eating, not sleeping, anything like that that is not healthy. Also, relationship issues are a symptom of trauma. Not being able to have healthy relationships, cutting everybody out of your life, isolating, those are negative signs of trauma. And then she talks about what to do when you're feeling overwhelmed with your trauma. Every chapter, she's going to give us tools to practice. I encourage you to find 1 or 2 tools in the whole book, not every chapter because that would be a lot, but 1 or 2 tools that really stick out to you that you can use in moments of panic or anxiety. This week, she talked about mindfulness, which is just really paying attention, like being present in the moment. What am I thinking? What am I feeling? What is happening in this moment? She also talks about slow, rhythmic breathing. Breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold. Breathing is a good one. And grounding is one of my favorites. Grounding is using your 5 senses to remember where you are. What am I seeing? What am I hearing? What am I tasting? What am I smelling? And what am I feeling? Like, do I feel the chair under my bottom? Do I feel the floor under my feet? And just using those 5 senses to ground you in the present moment helps us to not disassociate, helps us to come back after a panic attack. So if you've never heard of those, look them up, practice one of them this week. That's your homework this week. Healing is possible. You are resilient. Stop and give yourself some thanks for getting up today, for getting dressed today, for just being you today. It's really important that we celebrate all those little wins. Also, the Lord told me to stop punishing yourself. You cannot heal and punish yourself at the same time. You have to pick one. I hope you pick healing. And then Jordan talks about common myths of trauma. The first myth is that only people who go to war experience trauma. Not true. Trauma is just made up. It's all in your head. Not true. You should be easily able to move on from a traumatic experience. Not true. Sometimes it takes years to get your healing and to be able to move forward. That's okay. Everyone who experiences trauma gets PTSD or CPTSD. Not true. I talked about that earlier. Trauma affects different people in different ways. Trauma will have a negative impact on your life forever. Not true. You can overcome and heal from trauma. Healing is possible. That's the last thing that she talks to us about in the book. And for all of us just to say to ourselves today, repeat after me, I am worthy and capable of this healing journey. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to read chapter 2 for next week.